Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amarins, for those of you who don't know me yet. I'm a classical violinist and I also make little videos for YouTube. Today's video is about my challenge of quitting sugar for a whole year and 10 reasons why quitting sugar is just really hard. But I am doing it anyway. I hope you guys will have some tips for me and I'm gonna share what my struggles have been so far. Hope you enjoyed the video and let's get right into it. See you in a minute. Alright, so the first thing that is very hard for me is just craving sugar in the evening. And I guess people had told me before that it would be tricky and that I would crave things after dinner and that that's where they struggle the most, but you know, it's different to feel something than being told it, so I just had to feel it myself. It's been tricky. It's like after dinner if I'm watching TV with my fiance Gabriel and we just want to have something sweet. Well, he can have something sweet, but I can have my 100% chocolate. That has been really tricky. And in the afternoons I'm sometimes craving something sweet. You know, I like to bake, so I would make like banana bread. And also sometimes, you know, when we have one egg left in the house, then I'll make pancakes in the morning for breakfast. And you know, what do you put on pancakes if not sugary things like maple syrup, which I'm also trying not to have too much or any of. I guess I could put berries on, but yeah, I would also really appreciate your advice for like pancake spreads that are not sugary. Yeah, so I've just been craving it. Today is what? The 11th. So I've had almost 2 weeks of no sugar, and yeah, I'll tell you a bit more about how it's been so far in a minute. Alright, reason number 2 that quitting sugar is hard. Basically all the alcohols that I like have sugar. So I like to drink cider, I like to drink cocktails. A lot of these are sugary. This ties in beautifully with reason number 3 is that going out is so much harder. So the other night we went to a friend's birthday party and of course I'm not eating sugar, so I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine, you know, it's gonna be cake, but other than that, you know, I'll be able to have anything like little snacks and stuff. But of course you don't know what's in those little snacks, so all the little kind of puff pastries and stuff, you have no idea if they have added sugar, which is one of my rules that I'm not allowed to break. And of course all the cocktails except for one had sugar in them, so that was really nice. They had them like all listed on there. So I ended up having champagne and a cocktail, but I have like a whole fridge full of ciders that I can't drink. And yeah, I mean, there's so many hidden sugars in everything. I have my vitamin C here from Holland, has sugar in it. Pasta sauces have sugar in them. Actually, we have this really good brand, where did it go? Lloyd in the UK, and I don't think they have sugar, which is great. No sugar added. And generally I like to make my own pasta sauce, so we have this kind of just a can of tomatoes, and that's just easy to make my own pasta sauce. Sometimes I'll add honey. It's actually ties in well with reason number 4 is that baking is really so much harder. So there's this recipe that I really want to try, and I would also love to have some tips from you guys on baking without sugar. So basically, I like to bake quite a lot. I don't have a lot of time for it, but I do like to do it. And I like making challah bread, so which typically has either sugar or honey, so I'll be able to use honey from now on. It was actually really funny because a friend of mine on Twitter like posted on the video that I said, oh, I'm quitting sugar. She was like, can you have honey? And I was like, yes, I think so. So I'm just gonna decide that I can have honey, you know, not a huge amount. I'm not such a big fan of honey just by itself, so that's fine. And of course I'm allowed fruits and that kind of thing. So yes, I wanted to make challah bread, which is fine, but I've ordered it from a store and they do add sugar, so I'm not gonna be able to have that. I have this great bread here that's oat and honey bread, and it's really good, so would recommend. But yeah, it's just annoying that like breads and things have like hidden sugars in them. So anyway, back to the subject. I had this like chocolate fondant recipe that I really wanted to try, but it has like stevia in it, which is a sweetener of course, and I wanted to ask your opinion. Do you think that stevia is okay to use, or should I try and like add honey, maybe maple syrup? Like, what is better at this point? Of course I will use 100% chocolate, and you know, everything else like flour, eggs, they actually say to use almond flour, which I definitely could try. It might have a bit more protein in it. Yeah, I would love your advice, so let me know below kind of what should I do with this recipe. I'll link it, and if you have any other kind of sweet snacks without sugar, I would be really grateful, because I have definitely been missing it, like late at night after dinner, kind of craving eating something sweet that's not grapes, and I've been eating way too much cheddar cheese. I absolutely have to stop, like instead of snacking on chocolate, or you know, it's difficult, but maybe the longer I continue, the easier it'll get. I'll share some more reasons with you in a minute, but first I'm gonna have a coffee and relax a little bit. So number 5 on my list is, I just wrote social pariah. This kind of thing of going to a restaurant and not really knowing what you can order. You just don't want to be that person that's difficult. Like, I try not to be that like annoyed friend all the time when I go out with someone who is like vegetarian or whatever. Vegan is one of those, but I guess the whole no sugar, like tonight we're gonna go out for Indian, and then it's like, oh, okay, I don't eat sugar. Is there sugar in this? Is there sugar in this cocktail? Like, I know these are all little connected things, but it is a definite like point for me that's like, okay, it's just a bit annoying. Yeah, and then I wrote number 6 that 100% chocolate is just not quite the same. It's really good, and it's almost there, and maybe also the more my taste buds get like used to not having sugary things, the more I'll enjoy it. But yeah, it's a little bit more of a savory thing than like having a piece of chocolate. It's like all melts and creamy in your mouth, and that's not quite what's happening now, which is why I'm like eating cheese, which is number 7. Is like I'm just basically replacing chocolate and like sweet things with unhealthy savory food. So that's something I definitely need to stop, is like eating cheese or like I don't know, more bread, because of quitting sugar. So yeah, I have to work on that. Maybe if you guys have any like snacky things that are that you can eat instead of bread or instead of a sugary snack, let me know below, because I would appreciate it. Just need something to like nibble on that's not super high calories, not very fatty, because I feel like I'm eating a lot more cheese and that kind of stuff, and it's really not healthy. I might as well just eat sugar in that case. Yeah, so that's the next points. Alright you guys, let's get to the last points. Number 8 is that I've definitely felt some changes in my mood during my process. I'm about 2 weeks in now, and I think the first week I really had some low moods because of sugar withdrawal, and I hadn't thought about it, but of course sugar really is a kind of drug. And yeah, the more you look at articles and whatever online, the more I realized that it really is a kind of drug, and that it's a real thing, the withdrawal, and it's so socially acceptable that you eat sugar, and we eat sugar from such a young age, but it really is not that good for you. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna read more on that, and if you guys have like books or articles that you could recommend, I'd be really interested to know more. And I really am struggling because sugar is such a big part of society, and as I said earlier, like this kind of whole social pariah thing, it's kind of almost not accepted that you're completely not eating sugar. And yeah, it's I find it interesting actually. Like something like alcohol, it's kind of normal or normalized now to do like dry January or whatever, and yeah, it's something that interests me. Then point number 9 that I wanted to make is that actually it's quite expensive to find items that don't have sugar. So if you compare, like, I don't know, just the healthier food you get, the more expensive it is, and that is actually something so strange. It is, of course, it's not true for everything. Like, you could buy a bag of oats for next to nothing, so at least that's good, but a lot of like more complicated foods, if you want to buy things that have no sugar, then it's really more expensive. So it's really, you know, it's kind of unfair in a way. Like, if you want to be healthy, you have to be more expensive. Like, same with buying good quality meat and good quality dairy and good quality a lot of things, that then you want to do good things for the environment and for yourself. You know, if you're buying meat that has a lot of extra hormones, etc., it's not very good for you. It's more expensive. So yeah, it's just something you have to navigate. Yeah, it can be tricky. And then number 10 that actually I just said already, but it's something that just completely threw me when I read sugar is a drug. Like, it's an addiction, that you have to navigate, like, withdrawal from an addiction. That's actually crazy. And that's something I'm going through now. And I think the annoying thing is that I've been making like a few little mistakes here and there, like having sugar in bread or having this or that, and I think that might make the process a bit longer. If I had gone like full cold turkey, which I tried to do really honestly, it might have been a bit easier, but since I have like little bits here and there, it's been tricky. But yeah, so those are my 10 reasons why quitting sugar is difficult, and I have asked for a lot of advice in this video, but really I would love to hear from you guys what you do and if you have any tips for me. And I will keep you posted on how my journey is going, and just, yeah, let's see if I make it through the year. Good. Let me get my laundry finished, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Bye.